In this video, I will be demonstrating how we go about setting up our text styles in AutoCAD. From the previous videos, you would have realized that we were only working with the home section of our ribbon. For our text, we will be moving away from the home section to the annotate section in order to set up our text styles. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click on annotate. When I click on annotate, you will realize that the ribbon changed. Now we have different sections of the ribbon, of the annotate section. All right. So we have text, we have dimension, we have center line, and we have leaders. We're focusing on text, so this is the section that we will be using. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and click this little arrow here. Once I click the arrow, I'll get a pop-up window telling me that this is textiles. I'm in textiles. You want to create a new textile. So in order to create a new textile, I would have to go ahead and click new. Would have to go ahead and click new, and then it will ask me for a style name. All right, I'm going to name this in a way where I can look at the textile, the name of the textile, and see the size that I'm using. All right, so I'm gonna put T for text, S for style, hyphen 35. So this is textile 35. And the 35 here is representing the size. So the size of this text is gonna be 35 millimeter. All right. So I press OK, and here I have the TS35. Now I can change my font name, the name of the font that I'm using, can change the style, the paper text height, width factor, oblique factor, the size, or the effects if I so desire. All right. For the purpose of this video, the text style that I'm going to use is Times New Roman, but there is this one that I like called Stylus BT. So if I'm looking for Stylus BT, I can press S and then I use the arrow button to go down and try to find that text style, and here it is. So once I find it, I'll go ahead and click. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use Times New Roman. So I'm going to type T and then I use my arrows to find Times New Roman. Times New Roman. All right, so I selected that. The font style, we can make it bold, bold, italic, italic, or regular. We're going to use regular. Now the paper text height, this is where I'm going to put 35. All right, so 35 is the size that I'm using, or the height that I'm using, sorry. So that's what I'm going to enter there. All right, I'm not changing the width factor, I'm not changing the oblique angle, and I do not need any effects. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press apply. All right, once I do that, I can set this text style that I just created, I can set it as a current one. So once I exit here, it means that this text style that I created is going to be active. All right, for the size of the text, I forgot to mention this. For the size of the text, we're going to leave annotative checked. All right, so we're going to leave annotative checked. And once we do that, we can press close. Now, if we go back to the text appear here. All right, so if it's a case where I have multiple text styles and I want to use them at different intervals, I can toggle between them up here. All right, so if I want to activate, I had a previous text style called TS30. If I want to activate that, all I need to do is click the arrow here and press TS30, and then that one will be active. If I want to change it back to TS35, I can go ahead and do that there. All right. So when doing text, AutoCAD allows you to add it in two ways. It's either it's a single line text or a multi-line text. And single line is telling you that you're only adding text in one line. All right. Multi-line, you're adding text in multiple layers. All right. So for example, if you're doing a paragraph, then multi-line text would be the best option there. Single line text will send it right across the screen. All right. So we're going to go ahead and add this this title that we have here. That's EX7 in bracket millimeters, and then we have roof 2. All right. So I'm going to use single line text for EX7 and then millimeters in bracket. And then for roof number 2, I'm going to change the text style and use single line text again. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click the arrow, select single line text. Now, when I select single line text, it will ask me to specify the start point of the text. So wherever you want the text to start, I want it to start here. All right, so I click. Once I click, it will ask me to specify the rotation angle of the text. All right, so how do you want the text to be written? Do you want it to be written straight, at an angle, upside down? That's what it is asking you. So for me, whenever I'm doing text and I want the text to be straight, I ensure that I have my ortho mode turned on or my polar tracking, because I need the text to be straight. So I need some form of guidance. So the polar tracking is showing me that this is straight. I'm gonna go ahead and click, and then I can add my text. So I'm writing EX, and then in bracket I have millimeters. Alright, once I type what I want, I click outside and I press escape. And there I have millimeters. EX, I forgot the 7, EX7 in bracket millimeters. Now, if the text is someplace where you don't want it, or you want it a bit higher, you can always go back. You can always go back to the home section and use the commands there to move it. All right. So we have EX7 in bracket millimeters. I want to add roof number 2, but I want to change the text style. So I go back to annotate. So I can always move between home and annotate. Go back to annotate. You can change the text style from here. So I'm going to use TS30, and then I click single line text again. Specify where I want it. If you realize this is a bit centered, all right, so I'll click here, specify my angle, ensure that it is straight, and then all I need to do is to type roof number 2. Click outside, press escape. Now it seems as if I did not set up the text style properly for this one. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back, and then I change the name here, change it to Times New Roman regular. The height here should be 30. All right, and then I press apply. Once I do that, then I can try adding my text again. So roof number 2, click outside, press escape, and then I can center align this. All right, and that's how you use the single line text. Now look at this. I'm going to move all of these out of the way, and then I'm gonna go back to annotate. Now I'm gonna use multi-line text. So multi-line text, and I'm gonna write everything that we have here. Multi-line text will ask me to specify the first corner where where the text is going to be. So this is the first corner, and then this is the second one. All right. So now I'm required to type what I want. So I can type everything. So EX7 in bracket millimeters, and then I can press enter to go down to the second line, roof number 2. All right, it is center aligned, so I can click here, highlight everything, or I press Ctrl and A, and then in the paragraph section now I can go ahead and press center. All right, and there I have my text. You can go back to home and place it where you want to place it. All right, so that's how we add text to our drawings. When adding text, please remember that your drawing should be in a scale of 1 to 1. ensure that the drawing is in a scale of 1 to 1, and then when you write something you can always go ahead and move the text around if you so desire. All right, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next video that will show you how to set up your layers in AutoCAD.